This is my review of the Viking River Cruise that I recently returned from. If you are thinking about going on a river cruise, I hope that this review will give you insight on some things that you probably haven't thought about. Me and my husband recently came back from our first river cruise. Not only was this our first river cruise, but it was our first cruise in general. Like, we have never been on an ocean cruise before. We knew that we wanted to go on a river cruise. This was something that was on our bucket list for our anniversary, and we decided to go on this Viking River Cruise across Europe. We ended up choosing the romantic Danube itinerary, which starts in Hungary and ends in Germany. We also did an extended stay in Germany with my husband's friend who now lives there full time. The first port on this itinerary is Budapest. And this is where we had our first kind of aha moment, I would say. On the itinerary, day 1 and day 2 says Budapest. So the ship is docked in Budapest overnight. We got to Budapest 6:30 that night. And where this really hurt us, I would say, is day 2, because day 2 says Budapest. So I thought that that meant we were going to be in Budapest that full day, but that is not how it happens. What happens when you are out on the tour, Viking leaves to head to the next port. So we did not realize that until like about 2 weeks before we left, and then we tried to change our flights, and that did not go well because we were going to be charged an arm and a leg to change our flight. But it's something that really messed us up because we were not able to do the rest of the things on my list that I wanted to do for Budapest. And there were others on the cruise that we talked to who did not realize that we were not going to be in Budapest that full day. So keep that in mind. Make sure you pay attention to the itinerary and that you know how long you are going to be at each port, because we only got, like, I would say 3 hours, if that, in Budapest. So that was our first, like, oh man, we did not realize that. So make sure you pay attention to that. This also kind of ties into my next point. We did all the included excursions on this cruise. So our tour guides, they were awesome. They had personality, they were funny, but some of them can, like, really talk. They will go on and on and on, and this eats into your time. So once you get the information of when you need to be back and where you need to be back to meet up with the ship or the bus, I would suggest, if you are comfortable, then, maybe breaking away early. I don't think anyone will say anything to you. So if you're comfortable doing that, then don't stay and just watch the tour guide just go on and on and on, because you will be disappointed. Let's talk about the actual ship. The Viking ships are called longships. They have 4 decks. The first deck, which is where the swan rooms are, the lower deck, these are the rooms with the really small windows. The second deck, which is where the main dining room is. The third deck, which has the lounge, the bar, the aquavit terrace, the library, and the computer station. And then the top deck. There is no gym on Viking longships, but they do have a walking trail on top of the deck, at the top deck. Our ship was built in 2013. It's a very nice ship. The Scandinavian design is very aesthetically pleasing. Our room was on the third deck, room 301, which is immediately past the library, and it's a veranda suite room. So I felt our room was actually a really good size. It wasn't too big, it wasn't too small. Immediately as you come in, there's the closet to your left and the bathroom to the right. I'll come back to the bathroom. The closet, I thought, had ample space. We had enough hangers to hang our clothing items, and then you also had storage within the closet. There's a TV mounted above the counter space. You have a mini fridge, and then you also have more storage drawers. And then opposite of that, you have the bed, two end tables next to the bed. And the bed is a queen size bed. Now, the mattress, y'all, I would tell you the mattress was very firm. So this was slightly disappointing because Viking is considered, like when you're going on a Viking cruise, you're going on a luxury cruise. So the mattress I was expecting to be softer and be more comfortable, but that was not the case. So just something to note because I didn't see any reviews of anybody mentioning that. So I wanted to call that out. The bathroom. The bathroom itself is really small. You only have enough space to get ready, use the bathroom, shower, whatever. But the towels are also hard, y'all. So I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's just the area or just Viking, but the towels and the mattress being hard, it threw me off a little bit because it was not what I was expecting. So keep that in mind. Also, there's a smell in the bathroom, I think just because of being on a cruise ship. It's not like a heavy smell, but you can smell it. So because of that, the fan constantly runs. You can't turn it off. Well, you can turn it off, but I don't know if you would want to turn it off because then the smell becomes more pungent. So it really didn't bother me, the fan running or the smell, but if you are sensitive to sounds when you're trying to sleep, like my husband can be at night, it kind of bothered him, make sure you bring earplugs. They will come in handy. Let's talk about the food. You don't ever go hungry on this cruise, guys. Like, Viking feeds you. I ate so much that I had to skip breakfast for a couple of days because I was just still full from the night before. Pretty much everything that we had though was delicious. Breakfast was delicious. It was always good. Dinner was always good. I really enjoyed their appetizers, their soups, my dinner selections. The only criticism I can really give is sometimes the side dishes will come out bland, but they do have salt and pepper on the tables. So if you need to add extra salt and pepper, you can do that. We only ate lunch on the ship once because we were out and about. And my lunch selection was good, but my husband had ribs and the ribs were not good. There was also another guy who got the ribs, and the ribs is from the always available menu, but he also got the ribs and did not like them. The ribs were not it. So don't get the ribs. If you go on the Viking River Cruise, do not get the ribs. Other than that, I give the food a 9 out of 10. For the entertainment, I can't really give an opinion on because we didn't participate. By the end of the night, we were tired, and so we didn't participate and stay for the entertainment. We would go down and get a drink if we wanted extra drinks for the night, but we didn't really stay for the entertainment. I did hear that people who did stay, they enjoyed the entertainment. It consisted of games and live music. So if you enjoy that type of thing, and more meadow, so it's not a party vibe, it's a very mellow vibe. So if you enjoy that, then you will like the entertainment. We really enjoyed this cruise. We want to go on another one within a couple years. And we like that the river cruises are smaller than the ocean cruises, and the vibe is different. Also, we were one of the younger couples on the cruise. 80% of the guests on a river cruise will probably be older. So just keep that in mind. It didn't bother us, but if you're someone who feels uncomfortable with that, just know that before you go. But this is a really good way to travel. You're able to see the countryside as you are going down the river and just relaxing down the river. So I recommend this way of traveling to anyone at least once. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more travel content.